Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Krashy, and today we're going to be going over a full guide, a complete ultimate guide for Serath jungle. I have two 3-slot builds that I really like on her. I want to show them off to you, kind of show you how you play her, what her kit is. So anybody, wherever you are with Serath, if you're coming into the game for the first time, this will definitely be a good place to start. So let's take a look at her kit. We're going to read the kit quickly and go over it, and then we will go into the builds. So Fallen Grace is her passive. On hero takedown, the hero drops a demonic visage. It's a little orb. Upon touching it, activate heresy at no cost. Reduce current basic ability cooldowns by 75%. That's a really important part, is that you just proc her ultimate and then you lower all your cooldowns. So as you're getting kills, you try to chain heresies, or you can even lead a fight with like a pick into a heresy. You can pop your ultimate. Really cool stuff. You don't really have to think about this too much, but sometimes I've particularly picked up the visage, the little demonic orb, because I wanted it to proc. So yeah, think about it like that. So Q, this is her main ability. Disappear and dash to your target, strike the enemy at your target location 5 times, deal X amount of damage on hit effects at 75% effectiveness, deal 20% of damage for subsequent hits, reappear at the target location. This is your like teleport to them. It's your range blink in kind of thing. This is the main ability that she does for damage, and it's very, very strong. E is her ascend. She rises up into the air. She crashes down, and it does damage at a target location and triggers after 1.8 seconds, or you can cancel it and it will go on cooldown. Heresy is her ultimate, and it is, she takes demonic form, gain immerse power for 7 seconds. She deals damage around her, so she kind of explodes and does damage. She gains 15% increased movement speed, 20% increased attack speed, and then grants infernal strikes. She deals 30 damage on hit. I think it's true damage on hit over 4 seconds. And then Angelic Smite's her basic attack. Chastise is her right click, right mouse button, clap your wings in front of you, dealing 80 damage or X amount of damage. Slows by 35% for 1.25 seconds. Reset your basic attack cooldown. So let's quickly go over her abilities. I actually want to do that really quickly. I realized I could have showed them all to you, but let me get to level 6 really quick. All right, and so this is her quick hit really quickly. So she has her jump in. This is what a basic rotation looks like. You kind of jump in, Q, and then you auto, right-click auto, or obviously you could do that backwards, right? Like you could do the Q and the right-click backwards, depending on how you want to do it. So let's see. And then whenever you're full engaging with like an ultimate, you'll just like, you'll jump in, ultimate, you know, and then just like blow the kit. Like I said, you know, make sure you try to get your auto attack reset on your right click. So that's basically how she's played essentially. So now let's go over the builds. I'm going to show you 2 builds. I'm going to show you my first one, which is my favorite, and then I'm going to show you an alternative one that I actually do like and need to mess around with a little bit more. I am going to give you 3-slot builds because I think that the end of the game, towards the end of the game when you're getting into slot 4 or 5, it really just depends on what the game is looking like, right? So let's go ahead with that. So first and foremost, I'm going to filter by pen, and we're going to start with Malady. Malady is just a phenomenal jungle item. It gives you good clear. It explodes. You have the potential to do burst damage in a wave on minions. You have the potential to quickly clear, invade jungle, do burst damage on Malady pop. It's just a good item. It has good pen. It's got good haste. It's got good power. So great jungle starting item if you're looking to go for Malady. Now, right after Malady, and this is the build that I essentially run on Kallari, I'm going Vanquisher. Now, Vanquisher, I think if you haven't seen a lot of people build this, it's just kind of under the radar on her, in my opinion. It's really good power. It's got 25% crit, which is like whatever. It's got 12 pen. It's a great item. And then it's got the Annihilate passive, which is the main draw of Vanquisher. If you deal damage that would leave a hero below 6% of their maximum health, execute them. The whole point of this hero is that she's like a dive-in assassin, and when you kill, you have the heresy, like demon orbs. And so this helps her do that. And so this is kind of like what really gets her online. I think the early part of the game takes a little bit of time. Can she shut up? I think the early part of the game is a little bit slower. You can gank a little bit, show some presence, and then when you get Vanquisher online, you're kind of ready to pop off. This is a really strong item. It's playing into the third item that I like to build with her, and this is how I like to get the best of both worlds with her. Deathstalker. Deathstalker is going to be 40 power, 8 pen, 18% attack speed, and then it has basic attacks on enemy heroes, shred 2 physical armor for 3 seconds, so it's armor shred, stacking up to 5 times, and then gain attack speed equal to 70% of your physical penetration. So it's not an attack speed build. In fact, it's a power heavy build that has pen, so you can hit big targets and you can stack up this pen, but you're kind of getting the best of both worlds with this. So we have Execute with Vanquisher, We've got good pen, you know, AoE damage. We have pen on this item, pen on this item. This is going to get us up to 149% attack speed. It's not a ton, don't get me wrong, but this feels really good. Now, I haven't talked about the crest on her. I think Assassin Crest into Nex or Witch Stalker is just kind of the best way to go. I think Ortis is fine too. I'm just not a big Ortis fan personally. I think Assassin Crest is the best for her. I think it feels great with her playstyle. It's very, like I said, very similar to Kalari, where you kind of go in, do a bunch of burst damage, it stacks up your Nex, and then you can Nex execute with Vanquisher. So when they're low, you can just Nex through them after you've been stacking up your Nex a bunch, and yeah, you can get a lot of damage. So I won't have that shown off because I won't have the Nex ready, but this is the core 3-slot build that I've been building her as Assassin build. Like I said, I think it's a really best of both worlds kind of build. There's so many options you can go from here. I think Omen is really, really good on her. I think it's a lot of damage that comes from Omen. I think Painweaver plays into this very nicely because you're actually raising your movement speed. So like while you're ulting and using abilities, you're raising your movement speed more, and then you're getting more pen, and so you're raising your attack speed. I think that's a really nice option. I think Resolution's a cool option because it kind of does both. Again, it's that best of both worlds thing where this gives you attack speed, it gives you pen, so that's going to give you more attack speed. So this could be a really fun option. I think Perforator is not a terrible option. This doesn't actually play into the attack speed increase, but it, you know, you can dive in on somebody and get a slow on them while you're chasing after them and beating them to death. And I also think, and this is an item that I want to mess with her on, with more on her, I actually really think that there's something to potentially building Draconum on her. If the whole point is to dive in, get a kill, and then kind of continue to chain kills together, well then I think getting that flow, takedown, restore 100% bonus physical power as health, heal is really nice. It gives her a little bit of armor, it gives her some nice power off of the Surge passive on top of what it already has, and it gives her a little bit of haste. This actually gives her everything she needs except for pen in this particular instance. Now, another thing I've been doing with this build specifically is going into attack speed. So you can just filter by attack speed and look at some of these attack speed items. Obviously, I think Sky Splitter's really, really great on her. I think Stormbreaker brings a ton of damage. I think Kingsbane is really good on her because it brings her a little bit of survivability where she's actually doing some healing with her abilities as well as healing on hit. I think that these items are really good. I think Absolution's a really good item on her. So this is the 3-slot build, the Assassin build that I really like. Now let's talk about her like carry build that I really like. So, going into carry build, this is essentially what I like to build. I go Sky Splitter into Vanquisher. I think Vanquisher is really, really, really strong on her. And then I go into Stormbreaker. Now, this is the 3-slot here. Stormbreaker brings her so much damage, and the reason why I haven't been putting Stormbreaker first, or even second, because I think it's really strong on her, is because Sky Splitter gives you objective presence. When you're standing in front of a Fangtooth, when you get someone low, even if you don't get a kill, like say on the enemy jungler, or say like on one of the duo laners, you can still run over to Fangtooth and just beat the shit out of it and do a lot of damage because of the on-hit target's current health damage. And so you can actually you can create a lot of time with this. You can spawn time for yourself and really shred an objective down. So this is kind of the core 3-slot here. Same thing from here. I think that you could potentially go into some pen items. I think that you could go into a Draconum. I really don't have this one labbed up. I think there's a part of me that feels like when you go attack speed, you commit to it. The only thing I don't have that's attack speed is Vanquisher here. So I think going into more attack speed here would actually be fine. I think Attainted rounds could be really fine. I want to play with Ashebringer on her more. I just don't feel like she actually survives long enough to get it off. So if you're popping off and killing everybody, sure, maybe. But then I think that you're going to just pop off and kill everybody anyways. So maybe something like Viper where you're getting more crit. I've even thought about Lightning Hawk where you're kind of jumping in and slowing them. You know, things like that. Getting additional damage. I think Kingsbane is a great option for the Omnivamp. I actually think it's actually one of the better items for her. I don't think Deathstalker in this instance would be the right play. Absolution, again, this is going to give you damage mitigation, so that's just free anti-damage coming your direction. This gives you tenacity, so you get CC'd less, gives you magic armor. I think this is a really great option on her. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and jump out really quickly. I'm going to show you what full level rotation will look like, and then we're gonna call the video there. I'm probably gonna do a VOD review of myself playing her sometime soon, but I think that this is a pretty solid video. So again, a really simple way of initiating on her is you just jump up, drop ult, You Q in, and then right-click, auto-right-click, and then you just kind of pop off and try to do some damage. After you did like a rotation like that, you would next through them. If it's a squishy target, you're probably going to kill them. Be warned, characters like Richter and Drongo suck to fight against on her. Basically, anybody with CC sucks to fight, but Drongo specifically, because he's going to throw his nade at his feet, and he's going to stand in it the whole time. You're not going to be able to do anything. So, friends, there you have it. That is my Serath jungle guide. I think that if this video wanted to go much longer, I'd probably go ahead and throw a gameplay with it, but this is where I'm landing. I haven't even posted a gameplay of me playing these builds because I haven't really settled on anything yet, but this is where I'm really starting to like her. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Drop a like on the video and subscribe for future Predecessor content. As always, be sure to be kind of one another. Tell someone you love them, and I'll see you on the next video.